Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing today? Actually, let me close that door a little bit because we have a guest sleeping over tonight. One of my friends is staying over because they were super sleepy by the time it was time to go home, and we were like, just stay the night. So they're staying the night and they're sleeping. So I don't think I'm waking anybody up or anything. I just figured I'd put a little more door between me and everybody. But anyway, yeah, so hi. Happy day 12 of Vlogtober, if I didn't already say that. What has gone on today? Actually, surprisingly that I even had anybody over, because let me tell you what, I am grumpy Heather the Crochet Witch today. It may not seem like it, because you know what? I'm practicing my I'm not grumpy face. That's what I'm practicing. No, I mean, yes, I'm grumpy, but I mean, I'm a firm believer that you can be grumpy and you don't have to be everybody, you know, like ruin everybody's day kind of grumpy. You know what I mean? I hate people like that. I seem to be surrounded, like my work seems to be full of people like that. But no, it was just a really bad day. So like I'm terribly grumpy, but like I think I am not a take it out on everybody kind of person. I already know that I'm grumpy though. So like honestly, when everybody else decided to call it an early night, I was like, that's cool. Like, I will have a little bit of alone time. I will finish some crochet stuff. I will watch some videos. And I mean, like, honestly, I'm already kind of over it. I think because I had that alone time though, you know what I mean? I get to just chill and be alone. Oh yeah, today for us at work was another doozy day. Tomorrow's not looking great. Tomorrow, as you see it, is today. Because, yeah, I'm recording this the night before. Remember, it's my Friday night, remember. But, you know what? We'll survive it. We'll get over it. And then it will be my weekend. So, all will be good. All will be good. So, as my bad day rant has already implied, I didn't do a lot today besides go to work. I almost overslept. I was very unheather-like. Normally when my alarm goes off, I'm not like I was gonna say early riser, but of course I'm not an early riser as far as like AM PM goes, but I'm not even like my alarm goes off and I'm out of bed and I'm, you know, singing with the birds and watching the sunrise. And I mean, I'm not watching the sunrise anyway, bad example, but you know, I'm just not that person, like happy to step foot out of bed kind of person. That's not me. But normally my you know, my alarm goes off and I mean, I might snuggle with Maverick for a minute and, you know, kind of like do the stretching out under the covers thing, and then kind of talk myself into getting up and, you know, inform Maverick it's time to get up. And then, you know, we make our way out of the bed and face the day. Today was a different story. Very unlike me. I do set a few alarms because, you know, like the first one or two, especially if I'm really tired, I've been known to miss an alarm or two. So I set, I don't remember if it's 4 or 5, but just because they're on my phone, I do set 4 or 5 to go off, kind of like, I think it's in 5-minute intervals. Because I don't trust my phone to do the snooze thing, or I don't trust me to do the snooze thing. I think I just turn them off instead of hitting like a snooze. So I just do separate ones. That's my version of snooze, right? So, And normally I don't, it's not that I miss the alarm normally. Like, I've been known to a few, not gonna lie. But normally I don't miss them. I just turn them off and then lay there. And then the next one comes and then I turn it off and I lay there. Because I know that, you know, there's a couple more coming. But by the end of the sequence, I'm awake, you know. And I've just been laying there and cuddling with Maverick for a little while or whatever, you know. Maybe by the end of them, I'm already like, I don't know, checking my messages. I do like to check my, I don't like to have any notifications by the time I'm out of bed. I just don't like them on my phone. I don't know why. Like, I like getting them. I just don't like having them there by the time I'm out of bed. I like answering any messages I get or ignoring them if, you know, whatever the case needs to be. But, you know, taking care of them correctly. I like sorting through my emails versus my junk emails. I like taking care of any work emails or ignoring them, whatever the case may be. I just like taking care of the business, you know. I like seeing if any of my favorite bands or my band friends or anything have put up some TikToks that, you know, need liking accordingly or anything. But, you know, that's what I like to do. This morning, I do remember it saying that I missed 2 alarms, so I definitely slept through the first 2. And I did get the last like 2 or 3 because I still can't remember if I have 4 or 5 of them that I have in my sequence. But then Maverick has been doing this thing, and I'm going to blame this part on him because most of the time, by the time morning hits, like he may fall asleep cuddled against me, he might cuddle up against me in the middle of the night, but by the time morning hits, he's kind of sick of me. He'll still be in bed with me, but for a lot of the times he'll be curled up in a little like bagel away from, like on the bed away from me. Every so often he'll be curled up against me. And other times, you know, I will see him in his little bagel wherever he happens to be. And I will, because, you know, I talk to my dog, this is well known information. Every so often, I will be like, Maverick, we're going to have to get up. And usually he's pretty familiar with that phrase, so he'll kind of spring up and get up. This morning, when I said that, he did his cute little stretch, and he curled back against me, and he presented his tummy because he wanted belly scratches. I can't resist that, you guys. I can't resist belly scratches with a willing to cuddle puppy. I can't do it, especially not when the willing to cuddle puppy is Maverick. I can't look in that little face and tell him I don't want to cuddle. So I cuddled. And I fell asleep cuddling. And I had no other alarms set because those were my 4 or 5 alarms. Yep. So eventually I woke up and I'm thinking like, oh man, I fell asleep for another 10, 15 minutes. Nope. I fell asleep for another hour and a half. Yeah. Ever since my feet have had this issue, I have not moved that fast. Your girl was moving. I was like, Maverick, we gotta go. David, his dad, was on a closing shift. They have overnights there, so I mean, they still call it a closing shift, but it's not really closing. It is, because the store closes, but there are people that still work overnight, so it's kind of confusing. But he closed. He was expecting to be home at midnight, but that meant I still had to, so like normally he works like an open shift or daytime shift, an early shift. But if he's home, if he's going to be home late, and if I'm not positive I can come home on my lunch because I don't know if I'm getting one, we decided I would feed Maverick a little bit early, meaning before I went to work. So today happened to be that day. So in this short amount of time, I had to, shower, get ready for work, make sure I had all my stuff for work. I had to take Maverick potty. I had to feed Maverick and get him his meds, like just his allergy meds and stuff. He's not on any, no regular or no special meds or anything like that right now. So yeah, it was a lot to get done in the short amount of time that I allotted myself for oversleeping. And then of course I had absolutely no like normally I can get up and kind of fiddle around, play with Maverick for a while, maybe crochet like a little tiny bit before work, maybe watch a YouTube video or two, kind of like have a little relaxed time before I have to get ready. No, none of that today. None of that. It was like a rush to get ready for work, which I'm sure none of that helped set the pace and set the mood for me to get to work. I got to work. I did get to work. I'm very proud of myself. I took care of Maverick and got to work. So I mean, I was feeling like, patting my back a little bit there. But yeah, I'm sure none of that set the mood for my bad mood. And then for us to have quite the workload and quite the short staff again. I shouldn't even call it short staff anymore because it's just kind of like the way of life now. It's a bad way of life. So I don't like to call it that. I still want to think of it as short staff, but it's not good. It's not fun. But yeah, so I mean, I'm sure that none of that helped, but that's like what I've done for the day. My accomplishment was getting to work on time. Yeah. I wish I had some bigger, better, more awesome story. Well, it's not a more awesome story, but we had thought, Courtney from Fiberfox Studios, we thought we were going to have a live tonight. As I'm speaking right now, we should be live, but we're not. Because poor Courtney, when I went to work, she was messaging me and she was like, I'm going to take a nap. And as it turned out, not on my lunch, but I did get a lunch, but not on my lunch because I didn't know at the time that I'd get one. I just told them I have to go home and let Maverick out and stuff. I have to go take him potty. And so I left, went home, took him potty. When I left, she had messaged me and she's like, I'm trying to take a nap. Like basically people kept bugging her kind of deal. Which happens. So a couple hours in, she couldn't get a nap. And, so I went, I was like, oh, I hope you get to sleep, I went about my work day. I didn't message her on lunch because I figured, she must be napping. And then I finished my shift, got out, and then she messaged me and she's like, I haven't gotten to sleep yet and I'm so tired. I'm falling asleep like sitting here. And I just messaged her and I said, you know what? We have not committed to this. We haven't advertised it. You're falling asleep. I am in a really bad mood. I was like, I've had a bad day. bad day. And then I think I said, I'm pretty sure David's grumpy, which turns out he wasn't, but I had just gotten out of like messaging with him, and I assumed he would be probably because I was, but he had sent me like pictures because he got out of work, got on the highway to come home, and immediately hit backup traffic, and it was backed up. Like he said at one point, he had texted me and he's like, I've been in traffic for 30 minutes to go 5 minutes down the road. Like, it was backed up bad. And apparently it wasn't good. He said it was when he got home, he said it was a truck that had caught on fire. So, I mean, that sucks, you know, for the truck people. So yeah, but sucked for David too. Like I would have in his situation been in a bad mood, but like I said, that it might be because I was already in a bad mood. So I just assumed he would be. But I was like, let's just not do the live today. Like, it's totally fine. And like Courtney was like, are you sure? Because I know she was like trying to stay awake. I was like, just go to sleep, please. Go to sleep. It will be okay. We'll make up for it. So yeah, that's like my word of the day has just been like grumpy. Like, it'll be okay. And then yeah, I'm just going to get through Saturday and then be off. Yay. Yeah. So I'm gonna keep this a little bit short. I know I'm already at like the 16-minute mark. Keep it a little bit short. Not gonna push for like a 45-minute episode today. And hopefully get this uploaded and take my grumpy self to bed and hopefully not oversleep tomorrow. So, yeah. So let us talk about the squares that I got done. I almost used up all of one of my scrap balls. So that's the second scrap ball that's almost completely used up, which makes me very, very happy because I'm still very much trying to use up all of my pile of scrap yarn. So for my scrap fanfic Stranger Things advent, my square for the day yesterday was inspired by Billy Hargrove. Very excited. Billy is, I mean, he's not my number one favorite by any means, but he is definitely one of my favorites. I know I talked a little bit yesterday about how I feel like he does. I feel like he just should have had a redemption arc. Like, I wish he had had the chance to have a redemption arc. I think that would have been, it just would have been sweet for his character. It would have been sweet if he could have turned himself around, been the big brother to Max that I think he was really able to be. I think he had it in him to be, I don't know. I wanted that for him so bad, and not to be turned into, because I mean, he was really, I know he was one of the more adulty kids like Steve was, you know, like, because originally, like, when you first met Steve, he was a high school guy, but I think he was actually 18 because the whole, like, he was the 18-year-old senior basically, and I believe Billy was too. For whatever reason, they made them 18, but but they were. It's like, yes, they were adults. They were still seniors in high school or whatever. At the first year they were introduced. So they were young adults, however you want to put it. My point is. So they just had so much room for, I don't want to say improvement, but kind of improvement, like, in their life, you know, and like them making Billy into the villain, not even for himself, but for the Mind Flayer just like taking over him. It's like he had a bad attitude before, but nothing that couldn't be like grown out of or, you know, fixed kind of with some different parenting to start with. I mean, if you didn't notice, like, his home life wasn't the best. I just feel like he could have turned things around. I think if he'd gotten away from Neil eventually and seen that the world wasn't like living with his dad and everything. I don't know. I just wanted more for Billy. It was a really sad ending to a really sad life, you know. So yeah, but it really endeared Billy to me, I think, too. I just wanted him to be like the bad boy of Hawkins and like be saved. Anyway, Billy. Let's have a picture of Billy over here now that I've talked about him for probably way too long. Here is Billy Hargrove. And the square that I made, I actually did different squares this time again. But I liked his denim look. It shows up on camera a little bit better. But I did do a darker center because he had his darker jeans and his lighter, like, denim-y jacket or shirt, however you look at it, and his white t-shirt. So that to me says Billy Hargrove. But I really, really love that look on him, and I really like the way the square turned out. And then I did kind of reverse that. So I still have the darker, it's a little harder to tell here, but the center is darker. So I used the same yarns. And I reversed it with the white on the outside. I've almost got this ball of white used up too, because this is I busted out a new one just because I did all the white in the same square or whatever for the surfer boy, because I was afraid this ball wouldn't last. But yeah, I almost got this ball used up. So almost 3 balls of yarn used up now for this project. Yay! Just need another couple squares here and there with these colors in them, and I'll have them used up. So anyway, there's my homage to Billy Hargrove. I'm very happy that Billy made it into my blanket. I really, really do love Billy. So, yay. All right, so let's pick our next inspiration, and then I can let you guys go for the night. So I said I wasn't going to keep you very long, and we're already going on 22 minutes now here. I'm very happy. I heard from my Stranger Summer winner also now, so I will have some yarn to pack up this weekend and get out. All right, what feels good? You feel good. Let's see who we got or what. It's yet another knot person. We still have one more, but we got the Hellfire Club. So I don't have a picture yet, but I will. So you guys will see it when I have it. But there'll be an inspirational picture right here. Probably like Eddie's shirt or something, I would imagine. We'll go there. But the Hellfire Club is Eddie's D&D group that he's got, made up of eventually some of the kids from like Mike and Dustin and Lucas are in it after Will moves to California. So Will did not join. Erica also a little bit later on starts to play D&D with them. And then a couple of Eddie's friends are also in the group. Eddie's bandmates from Corroded Coffin are playing D&D with them. And it's the demon. Actually, it's right. Here's my badly stitched version on Eddie's shirt right there. But yeah, that's their little group. So many dyed yarn, or many yarn dyers have done their yarn inspiration from the Hellfire Club. So I know the colors are generally like white, red, black, and yellow. So we will get some of those colors in there. So yeah, there's what we're working with for tomorrow. One step closer to Eddie. but not Eddie. You know Eddie's in there. I love my Eddie. So, but all right, guys, I am gonna let you go. I gotta get this edited, in my limited editing, and get it uploaded before I can sleep. So thank you for putting up with my grumpiness today, and thank you for dealing with me. I gotta tell you real quick, I have a small confession to make. I did end up getting that yarn from Joann's that I said I wanted to get. So I will have a little small yarn haul. And I definitely hope it comes when David's working. Because I'm just gonna say, we were out last week and he was gonna take me, I think I said this the other day, he was gonna take me to Joann's and let me get yarn. And I looked it up on the app and it said this yarn that I wanted was not there in that store. And I said, no, that's fine. I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't want to go there, I mean. And then I was like, there's only one kind of yarn that I want anyway. So I was totally setting him up for the fact that I wanted some yarn. And he was like, are you sure? He was going to still take me. He was being an awesome husband. And I said, yeah, no, it's fine. And then he even asked me at home if I was going to order it. And I said I didn't know yet. Which, I mean, let's be honest, I totally knew. But I was even telling myself that I didn't know yet. And once I found out that I probably could order it, I did. And then, like, just today, I, like, made a joke about it, and he was like, why would you do that? And I'm like, well, it's a little late now. It's coming. So I'm going to hopefully, I mean, he would never yell at me. He would just look at me disapprovingly. And you know what? I'm already feeling disapproving in myself when I get it. But I really want it. So I don't need that. So let's just hope that it shows up when he's not around. Once it hits my yarn room, he never looks in here. So let's just hope it shows up when he's not looking, and it'll be okay. So anyway. Anyway, but I will have a video. All right, I'm gonna go. He don't watch my videos anyway. He's not gonna know. All right, thank you seriously for putting up with my grumpiness today, and I will talk to you tomorrow. All right, I love you guys. Let me just make sure this is on and it's gonna work today. All right, I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.